Hi guys, welcome back. My name's Lee. We are finishing off the Chaos Knight with the armor panels, the streak and grime, rust, verdigris, obviously the paint job for the last few bits. We do have some smokestacks and the banner that goes between his legs and a few chains, but we'll do them once the armor has been set up ready to go on the actual knight itself. We have a bit of trim, not too much on the knights to be fair compared to actual Chaos. Once we finish this, it will get a matte varnish, and then obviously, like I say, it will get the streak and grime, the rust effects, the verdigris, some blood, and hopefully we should have a finished knight at the end of it that looks fairly good. Or I think I do have one of my previous knights to hand just in case you want to see how they turn out, if I can get it to. So I don't think I do too much of a bad job. So this is one I've actually rebased, as you can tell, because it's on the darker base, so the hellscape as I wanted. I don't do all my knights identical, so this one has like tan feet, where the one that we're doing today actually has green. So I want them to all look, I don't want them to look uniform, but I want them to look so they match in the army, if that makes sense. So why don't you join me finishing off this Chaos Knight.
Right. As you can see, I have now painted a few different sections of the armour. So this one will be the prime example. It was Castellan green, and then I've put an all over coat of Agrax Earthshade. This won't be the final colour, there will be some sponging in that in a bit. And for bits like this where there's nothing on top, I have put some brown underneath. And I also have cream on a few sections because I'll be sponging this side first, and then this side it will need taping off. If I haven't painted it like this section, it's just because it's a bit too close to this, so I want to sponge that first, then I can tape it off. I also want to put hazard stripes on one side, and then I'm going to paint the other shoulder pad cream like I have with these. The back of everything has been done in the brown colour. I have black on 2 panels just to give it some extra colour, because I just don't want all green, all cream, and then all copper. There will be other colours as well. And once I've sponged everything and got the colour up a bit, I'll add in the details like the chains on this one, the pipes and the spikes, also these vents, and then I'll also do the trim in a dark copper colour. So when we come back, everything should be highlighted. All these creams will be a bit brighter. So join me for what will be for you in a matter of seconds, and for me, probably a couple hours work. Thank you.
So now we've finished with our sponging. I've added Strachan green on for the first coat. Oh, sorry. It's just this one. If it'll focus. There you go. And then for the very last coat is the Elysian green, just to make it a little bit lighter before we add all the grunge, because if you add the grunge on just after the Strachan, it'll be too dark. Even though it's Chaos, I still want a bit of colour to be seen. So you can see all I used for the sponging in that was one of these little makeup sponges that my wife got me. Got hundreds of them. So, and I've added the cream, done all the cream as well. So what I did on this side was I added Zandri dust for the base coat. Then for the next coat I added Rakarth Flesh. And then for the highlighted coat, or it's not really a highlight, just a brighter coat, Screaming Skull. But because it looked more white to me, I actually added a thin glaze of Seraphim Sepia. Sorry, I've got my tongues tied today. Yeah, but you can see how... But when you're sponging... Oh, how I do it, I shouldn't say when you're doing it. I put... So I do the base coat. Then I'll do a mostly all over sponging of the first colour, which was the Strachan green. And then I'll just do... I want to say hodgepodge, but it sounds really stupid. Of the Elysian green, so you get a little bit of all three colours showing through. So, and then what I'm going to be doing next is all the brass trims, then the silver for these spikes. Oh, sorry, it won't let go. On this one, all I'm going to do is this part in the copper colour, and like the chains and the pipes are going to be in silver. I haven't decided what extra colour I'm going to put on yet. I don't know if it's going to be the extra colour, sorry, extra accessories, like where these hose are. You can add spikes with chains, horns. I believe there's vultures as well. They're probably not going to go on. It'll probably be the small spikes, to be honest. You can see I've started doing a yellow on this side as well. And this is going to end up being hazard stripes. And what I'll do with that, I have started sponging on this side, but you can still see the grey through it, so it needs a bit more. Is I'll tape it off once I've done the yellows, because this one is Avalanche Sunset. I'll just get you the bottle. Most people will probably know all these colours anyway, but it's Avalanche Sunset beige coat. And then I think it's Urio Yellow. Yeah. Urio Yellow over the top of that, a little bit of sponging. And then depending on how it looks, I might go up to Flash Gets Yellow, but that's not undecided at the moment. And then I'll tape it off with my painter's tape. If I have any to hand, no, I don't, sorry. Basically, it's just orange tape that you can put over it and it won't rip off when you pull it off. I'll put a few stripes, then I will sponge it in Abaddon Black, and then put Mechanicus Standard over the top. So that's the Abaddon Black. And that's your Mechanicus. And then once that's done, this one will get its trim done in copper. So you, where is it? Nope, that's not it. There we go. Sorry, I've got loads of paints everywhere. So Balthasar Gold for the copper. And then just a single bit of Hazhot copper. I'm probably butchering some of these, but hey ho, the joys of being dyslexic. You could also, if you really wanted, use the bronze from the Proco range and then highlight it with the copper. I wouldn't go any lighter than that just for the coppers, because once you add the streaking grime and then your rust effects and your verdigris, it's going to be a lot. So I'll be keeping mine a bit lighter. So when we come back, all this should be ready to be put on the knight for all the streaking grime in there. I will just grab the knight. So as you can see, he's all put together, he's ready to go. So we're now back. We've done all the trims. I've even added a bit of silver in places. I've sponged in the creams and that. I don't know if it'll show too well. I think my light needs to... There we go, it's a bit better. I've done all the pads. What I need to do next is add Agrax to all the trim to darken it down, add it to the silvers. Then I'm gonna brighten the silver up just on the front bits where the light would catch. Same with the copper colours, but it's more the top more than the front. Done his little groin armour. I'm saving the bigger bits till last, if you couldn't tell. I've added a bit of red just for the piping. This one needs to be highlighted. Same with the front panel. I've added the dark red into these grooves. Next will be a bit of white with a bit of yellow over the top of it, which will be Imperial Fist contrast to brighten it up. And just doing some trying OSL like I did with the power pack on the actual knight itself. Have another shin guard. And this one, I haven't added these spikes in yet because I still haven't decided whether or not I want the big spikes or the little bone bits coming out like the Ruinator will have. I've added some hazard striping onto this shoulder just because it breaks it up just from being all the same colours, which most of it is, but I do like it. And then I've done this final panel with the copper, the silvers, the greens. This will have all the Agrax done as well. I haven't done the little canopy window yet because once this is all done then I can go do that and it won't get marked up by anything. Also, I can't remember if I showed this last time, but I've put brown in for the underbelly of all the armours. So next I'm going to do all the washes, brighten it up a bit, and by that time I think we'll be ready to put it onto the knight itself. I did have an accident with the knight, unfortunately, so I took it out to get varnished, gave my matte varnish a good shake, but it just sprayed like the powder part of it all out over the front of this. And if anyone else has ever had that happen, it is a nightmare to clean up. So I had to clean it and then rebase it. That's why things like the Space Marine helmet and all the skulls are now dark grey again, because I haven't redone them, but I slowly will. I wanted to show that just to show that it's not, nothing's ever perfect. Accidents will happen, especially to me, but it came out okay in the end. So we'll finish this off, and then these will need a varnish as well, get it all made up, and then we will start on the weathering. So when we come back, I say it'll be brighter, but it probably won't be. It'll probably be dark. So I'll see you in a couple of seconds. For you, anyway. Right, so now we're back with the scratchy highlight of copper. I've done a bit of highlighting with some gunmetals. I'm going to be putting all over streak and grime, so that's why I've made the copper a bit lighter, because otherwise it just wouldn't look any good. And the next step will be putting some highlights on the blacks. I've literally only got these two for black anyway. You've seen this bit already. I haven't really changed anything on that one yet. So I don't know if you can actually tell, but it's a very scratchy highlight. I wanted it to look like it had been battered and worn down. There you can see it a bit better. So, but like I say, once the streak and grime goes on, it'll all darken down, including the green, and then I'll wick off a lot of it with either one of these little makeup sponges, or I got some cotton wool buds. Just a little, like some people rub it off, I dab, because if you rub too hard you can take it off even with a coat of varnish over the top of it. So that's the night as it stands. I will bring in, you can, on the base you can see that I've started reworking it so it doesn't look as bad as it was once before, because it had all the stuff from the matte varnish that ruined the base. I had to redo the entire thing. So next we come back, I should have some transfers on, is my next step. Transfers, picking out what I want in these gaps. Like I say, it's probably gonna, might do a mixture of like spikes and pole spikes and that. See how I feel. Yeah, so next it's transfers. I've got the little tiny spikes on it to do as well. Haven't decided if they're going to be metal spikes or if they're going to be bone spikes. I do like the idea of bone spikes though, as it transfers over to the chaos side. Like I say, this hatch, it's clear bit of glass, is going to be done after all the streak and grime, because once that's done, then I won't, it'll be brighter. It'll probably be the brightest part of the actual night. So I can't remember if I showed these last time, but I've done some scuff marks on the hazard stripes. So, but yeah. So next we come back, we should be looking at it all with its transfers. It'll probably, the metal will probably be a bit brighter as well. So see you in a bit. So we're now nearing completion. I've put a few transfers on. I've painted in some of the bits just to make it a whole again. I've given it a matte varnish just so it takes the shine off of all the transfers, and it will protect it when I do the streaking grime and then wiping it off, because you don't want to go putting transfers on and then them getting taken off again when you use the solvents. I've actually glued all my panels onto the knight now, and its arms are in place, so it's literally just, I have done the streak and grime on the arms and the actual body just because it's a lot easier when because once the panels are on it gets really fiddly. So yeah, but as you can see, it's almost nearing completion. I know the stacks aren't on yet. I have a little pot of bits that are left to do. These won't take long. It's literally just like the tabard groin piece, the stacks and a few chains and the symbol for the front there. And then once all that's painted up and this has its streak and grime coat, I'll be painting in the little like window part into the cockpit, and then we'll come back and yeah, hopefully it should look pretty good. I'm sorry this video has taken a lot longer. It's actually been a couple of weeks since I started this video itself. But most of the work has gone into this video because it's all the bulk painting, the weathering, also having to redo the base. So when we come back, these should be painted. Hopefully these will be on. Well, these might even be on, but we'll see how it is when we come back. I might do a video, a clip of once these have had all their streak and grime and that, and then you can see how darker it gets. Because if you can see how light this is, how like reflective and that, to how dark this is after streak and grime than before. So right, I shall see you all in a little bit for you, and hopefully not a couple of weeks for me again. So now I've painted up the last few bits that need to be stuck onto the knight with his fleshy tabard. The chains have been done in a dark metal, washed with null oil, brought back up with Leadbelcher, and then grimed down with a bit of Agrax and water 1:1. I've painted up the pipes. All the metal you see now has been done the same way, with the dark silver, null oil, Leadbelcher and Agrax. So these are the last few bits that need to be glued onto our knight. Oh, there's that last little hook as well. I don't know if it really comes up because the screen on my camera is quite small, so hopefully you'll see it better. And then for our actual knight, which I just stabbed myself on, we have the symbol need to be done in the silver combo. I have a few of the little spikes I've stuck on around the place. All the armour panels are now glued in place. Let's see if we can pull this back a bit here. You can see my messy table as well. So so all the arm panels have had their colours. As you can see, I've done the transfers and they've had a matte varnish because after we've painted the spikes, it's going to get the not dirty downs, that's the rust. We'll get this right in a minute. It's the streaking grime. So like the metal under here and all this, that's had the streaking grime done to it. It's just all the armour panels on the outside that have been glued down. They need to have it done and then wiped clean. I say clean, it leaves it in all the recesses and that. And then once that's done and those bits have been glued on and done, we will then go into all the rust effects and the verdigris. And then once that's done, this night will be finished. This isn't the final pose, just so you know. The arms are just back so I can get to the panels, because I don't glue the arms in place. So, right. So, next we come back. Hopefully, well, there is no hopefully, I will be back once these spikes have been done. These are the bone spikes. So they'll be done up to the standard that I need them to be before the wash goes on. And this will be on. So when we come back, the night will be complete, as in everything will be glued on. All these spikes will be painted. Basically the last bit that will need to be done before will be the streak and grime, because then we're pretty much at the final state. Oh, I still need to put a black rim around the base as well. And I still need to paint the window. So I shall see you in a bit. Right, so I kind of got carried away and he's now all complete. He's got all his chains on, his little green flesh tassel thing. And I've actually put the streak and grime everywhere. I've base coated the window part with Celestial Grey. It will be like some whites in it before I put the final colour on, which is Croxagore Scale. So I'm just showing you around. Like the spikes have been painted, and then also had the streak and grime all over them. It just brings out all the like the grooves in the horns, so you can see them a little bit better. I don't know if you can actually see them. I'm hoping you can. And then once this is done, or once I've finished with this clip, I'm going to be putting on all the effects, like the Dirty Down Rust, the Streaking Rust, which will just be for like rust running down the actual model, the verdigris. This, I've also put some Druchii Violet around here, where the flesh would look like it's been stretched more and it's like bruised. But I will be putting some decals. There we go. Got there in the end. Some decals on here. And then once that's done, I think you'll pretty much be done. All the basing's been done. The green for the salamander helmets has been done. The pipes have all been done. The tubing. And then, so when we come back, he'll have all his effect on him, the rust, the verdigris. I've gone through this so many times, I don't know why I keep saying it. You probably know it better than I do by now. And then the little cockpit window. And then that'll be it. I'll come back once all the effects have been put on. And then after that, I'll have a little clip or picture at the end where he stood with his 3 other buddies, because I've only got 3 other models for this army at the moment. I do have 2 more knights to make up and 6 of the war dogs, I believe they're called, and I have an idea for the actual carnivores. They're going to be another conversion, much like this one. Most of them, well, the other 3 that I've got at the moment are all in standard poses, but they are all on the dark base like this one is. So I will see you all in a little bit. So now we have the finished product with all the Dirty Downs rust, the streaking rust. There is some blood effects on this claw around its feet, which is blood for the blood god, and it's the Dirty Downs blood effect. It's actually really good for streaking blood. You can see all the different rust effects. There's verdigris. Some of it hasn't completely dried yet, but it's more rust than verdigris. But I don't know how well it's coming up. But yeah, this is the final product. The next bit you'll see for this is him with all his friends, I suppose you could say, with the other few units. I'll move that back because I actually want that facing down. But I think it came out quite well, to be honest. There is one more bit that I've just realised I haven't done yet, and that's just putting the black around the base, which I just have one of these AK black, flat black. It just makes it nice and easy. Instead of painting it all, these paint pens are amazing just for little things like that. I do have a range of them though, for different things. So the next shot you'll see is of him and a few of the other, well, the other 3 that I've got made up already. I do have one to hand. I think I've shown you it before. So but I'll get that sorted out. It'll just be a quick video just so you can see all 4 together, and then we'll be moving on to our next project, which I haven't decided if it'll be continuing on the Chaos Knights range or maybe some more Raptors, Space Wolves. I have a lot of things to paint, so I should be having plenty of videos up for you. So these are the knights all together. So this one, I still need to do the base. I thought I had done it, but I hadn't yet. But all the rest are coming together quite nicely. So I have one of more of this to come, so I can do it in the other configuration with the harpoon and triple melter gun. So yeah, thank you for watching this. I want to say tutorial, but it wasn't really a tutorial. It was just me chatting while I made my knight. If you did like it, a like, comment and subscribe would be much appreciated going forward. Hopefully this channel will progress. Hopefully I'll get better at everything as well. And I'll see you on the next video. Bye.